the poorhouse, wasn't it?
That's close. It's the actually where the news press printed their newspapers. So now this is the police annex.
Oh, okay.
So these here have all been blocked up of siding or whatever, but that's the building because you can see the smokestack of Tell City Chair and the water tower behind it.
The water tower.
But that's it. So it's kind of neat. That's a photo that I've never knew existed. But the thing at the museum, we were missing these photos from like 1960s. Pretty much after the centennial, they stopped collecting the photos. A few, trickled in here and there. This fills that gap. We've got pictures from 1908, 1920s, 1930s. The generation today and my generation, they like those, but when you put these out on social media, they will get 100 more comments versus one from 1920.
Right.
It's because people alive today remember that. They don't remember, going to Bergenschmidt's in 1920. They weren't alive. So
Chris,
that makes.
where's that at now, Dan?
This is on Franklin, between 7th and Main Street on Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
So it's still standing, it's painted gray now. The police use it for,
So is it the building
Yeah,
again right behind Honstein?
Yeah.
right behind Honstein's.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was LC recappers at one time, wasn't it?
Right,
Yeah,
that's what it's got on the
That's what
sign
she
there.
said, yeah.
It was Dick's Tire too.
This here is Ralph Bettinger.
Oh my God.
I mean, these are again photos that we've never seen, and so these are great. There's 2 or 3 of them I scanned in. You can actually, if you, as a collector of this random stuff, the bag says Bettinger's on it, so I was like, we don't have that bag.
Well, if they ever actually reopen Bettinger, I'll need that picture.
You will. He doesn't know we have it, so hopefully he doesn't watch this. I don't even know. I was gonna print these out and frame them and kind of
Well,
surprise him.
Richards just got out of the hospital.
Right. And that's the potato. I think that's the peeler there. They used that thing up to they closed it the last time, but it was all fancy, right?
Right.
Is this behind his house? On the street?
This was probably when it was behind a different location, yeah. I'm not sure where that location was. This is the Fisher Chair Company. We don't have a lot of, Tell City Chair, there's a lot of pictures of the inside. There's not a lot of Fisher inside working, so we had several of those. This here is a picture of a picture, but it's the Addyville School?
Addyville.
Addyville? So I thought that was interesting.
When is that from, I wonder?
A long time
A
ago.
long time ago.
That's like 1800.
So this building, anybody have an idea where this is today? It still exists. It's another business now. Any idea?
They're on Highway 66. where
Joe and
the
Linda's.
Towing place?
She's right. Joe and Linda's Radio Shack.
Oh my God.
So it was this, and I don't know if in the next picture, they sold mobile homes there, trailers, single wide trailers.
Well,
Never knew that happened, but
the
you
Hess
can,
owned it then, though.
right, but you can tell by that house up on the hill.
Yeah.
That's what really shows it off. A&G Motors, still looks the same pretty much. This is the retirement of a guy from Chelsea Church, I can't remember his name.
What's that radio?
Alfred, or Gus Off, rather, retirement. This is Patty Syred's house when he was going through
Oh
it.
my God.
We have got pictures of the inside of that house. It's pretty rough looking then, but it was restored. I sent those to Patty. She's really fascinated. Ralph Percy's gas station.
Oh, is that? Is that
This here is the fire. It says brick company fire. I don't know if this is when the brick company burned. I just find that hard to believe, but there's 2 pictures that make me think. I don't know if it's ours or somewhere else's.
There's bricks there, for sure.
I don't know. We'll just have to research that. And again, that would be the searchable PDFs. You would find out that was the actual fire there. Bowling alley. There's tons of bowling photos and sports photos. A lot of these sports photos, unfortunately, we'll probably never know who they are.
Is
Because-
that Blooms or?
It just says bowlers, 1968. So you would know to go to 68 and search bowling. You'd be able to find out what the team was and the names. And this next one is Bloom's Lanes inside. There's a couple Bloom's Lanes I put here. I'm not old enough to remember Bloom's Lanes. But it's interesting. Is that the place where you had to have buckets hanging on the ceiling and you throw your ball and water would come up behind it? That's what I didn't hear. I wasn't good. So this is the Cannleton Bank. There's another photo of it being demolished
Yes.
that we've got. But a lot of people probably, you ever go to Corden?
Yes.
So their library, is it their library? That they salvaged a lot of this material, like in here, and reused it when they added on to it, expanded. Have you ever heard that story?
I have.
Okay, that's what I was told. And this photo I'll show you. Let me find this one. This is the Branchville Lodge Hall, October 1963. So I think that's kind of neat.
Built on the hill.
Yes.
This is the Bettinger house, the front porch,
Isn't that cool?
and
It
the
was pretty.
balcony
Great photo.
that was on Petzolazzi. It's a vacant lot today still. They tore this house down because they were planning to build a gas station, service station there at one point, and the Paulins were
Where was it?
Across from.
across from Katie's, the bank down there.
Okay.
Well,
on-
that's
in that
a
block next to the
waste.
bakery.
Yeah.
This actually faced Petzolazzi, did not face Main. It faced the side of Katie's building.
Oh,
You can still see the sidewalk when you go there today and see where the house pretty much set. The foundation's still underground. We was doing some probing around it, and you can walk around it and feel the whole foundation.
Your bakery's to the right of that?
Behind it,
Behind it?
directly
Okay.
behind it. This is a pool hall. It's called Q and Rack. Anybody remember that? I don't know. There it is. This is the Connor Party in January of 1965. This is the civil defense. That's all it said. But what makes it neat, and I don't want to stand in front of it, that side room, I've never found a picture before that said City Police Department above it.
What year was that?
Um,
It was civil defense, it had to be in the 60s probably.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things, again, you would be able to search those BS and find out.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting, that it was there.
Look at that car.
mm-hmm.
What do we got here? Cannleton Schools basketball team.
So that'd been the old gym.
Cindy Arrest. Something it's
Oh my
under.
gosh.
It's actually Keenington, her maiden in 1974. Something Mark will be here today.
Yeah.
Oh my
Kitty.
gosh. She's with the architect.
So DAR. This is the dedication of one of the plaques. There's several DAR. There is a ton of DAR stuff.
Is that gold?
Every time you all took a picture of something or gave an award, they took a picture, I think. There must be 100 of them or more. But that's interesting, because they just dedicated a new plaque up there for the shipwreck about a month or so ago. And I thought that'd be, but again, you could search that article and find out something about it. The VFW, I mean, first when you look at this, you thought maybe I've scanned it in reverse, but they're holding the flag backwards. But the VFW, look at the awning. It had a neon, little design in neon VFW.
Oh my god.
I thought that was interesting.
Gerald Davis was probably still running it in this picture too.
I think that's him right there. No,
Does that have a second story on it? I can't see.
no, it wasn't in that one, no.
Okay.
That's after they remodeled it and took that off. I have not found pictures of that yet.
I got one.
Do you?
I'll show it to you, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the VFW.
This is the
One on Main Street.
Greenwood, or Greenwood Animal Clinic. It's not that anymore. So that's kind of near where Dog and Suds, Bloom Lanes.
There's the Bloom Lanes right on the side there.
Yeah, you can see.
Oh, you can't you? Yeah.
So that'd be Diamond Lanes.
Yeah, that'd be
Or Diamond,
Yeah,
that's
goes up on the
right.
highway,
You're right,
yeah.
that'd be Diamond. Jim's Men's Wear in
Oh.
Cannleton.
Oh.
I never knew they had one in Cannleton, but
Someone was
they
just
did.
talking to
I
me.
mean, the proof is here for that one.
Satellite store, huh?
This is inside the Hoosier Heights School, in the gymnasium. The mobile homes at the Hess, the Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Thought that was interesting. See that house back there again? So in Heck Hardware, they had an auction up there, I guess, when it closed. And there's pictures of that auction. That's so cool. You see that gas pump.
Where was that?
You know that tank's still underground, probably.
Where was that?
Well, that also, it was in,
By the gym.
yeah, it collapsed. We know who owns it. I'll be nice. And I'm not sure, but this is Walter Haggard and Mayor Harkless Hayes.
Yeah, it is.
They're laying a block together somewhere, but it says Fireman Edition.
Huh.
That has to be in Cannleton, because I don't
Because
recognize that behind it, but I'm not sure why they're laying it together. I don't know. But again, that's where you could search your, it's all gonna tie in with everything, it really. it's gonna be-
In town, because that's St. John's.
That's what I thought.
Here they are, this is the telephone strike. Yes, they went on strike for something.
That was on the corner.
But this is a neat picture because when Kathy and I were working the walking tour, is that building? I remember I asked you where that was. And you said, oh, it's right there. I didn't even know. Well, there it is. So that was taken, no date. This is okay. That Methodist, is it Methodist Church in Cannleton? Norman Hayes'
Yeah.
place they just tore down like
Yeah,
a year or two ago?
Yeah.
That's the house next to it on fire. That's called, it's got this is the Hay Fire.
So that's where the library is,
The library, this is the empty
empty lot.
lot, then the library.
Mm.
And there's other pictures of that fire.
That fire truck. Oh my gosh.
Russell Bowen, I think, did one last time.
This is Freeman's Mexican Restaurant. I don't know where that was.
Right down 7th Street.
Was it?
Alden.
Who'd have thought we had a Mexican restaurant back then?
And it didn't go over, it just didn't go over at all.
That was what I was to say. How is there a Mexican restaurant that didn't survive Perry County? That's what I want to know.
Hydrotex?
Cannleton.
Yeah, Cannleton.
Cannleton. That's
Okay.
where the animal shelter is now.
Yeah.
Is it?
They made like shower caps and
So
Oh,
here
look
they
at
are.
that.
I think this is when they're demolishing it. Because you can kind of see, it's harder to see in the picture if you actually saw on the computer screen here. But the story was that stuff was saved and used up there. I don't know. This is what I was told.
Gussie was.
Grandpa, you'll see a lot of headshots in there too. A lot of these. Just, I don't know, maybe it's a political thing or maybe they got an award and they put it in there. Tons of those. You'll see people with deer they've killed. You'll see there's guys standing for a whole rack, like 2 different levels of snapping turtles. Maybe making soup. I'm not sure. Snakes. There's always someone holding up a rattlesnake in the picture. I don't. So Katie, I'm giving you some good content here. So
Yeah.
sometimes if I was a snake, just take your picture, put it in there.
I'm not gonna lie. We still do the deer season
They have.
pictures
There's
in
a
the
bunch
newspaper.
of.
I was say we
There's
still do that.
commercial filters. This is a house going down the street that they're moving. Let's see if it just says, and this one, all it said is city. So I mean, it's going to be hard to find that.
Is that a person on top of the building?
It is.
It is.
But look at that little truck moving that house.
Look
There's,
at that. I know.
I would not sit on top of that house.
I know that's a lot of
take it
trust.
out. Yeah.
This is out front
Street
of
cleaners.
Kathy's store on Main Street almost. It's their street sweeper. Walter Haggard, and I don't know the rest of the guys, but I thought that's interesting. Main Street.
Oh, yeah, they piled snow in the center.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's a picture.
I didn't know they would have done that back then, but
Oh, yeah, they
I'll
piled.
have to tell Pat to,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Do you know what building that is?
The Perry County Chamber, this building's still here, it's in the 400 block on Main. This is used to be the Just Drug Store on the side there, it's a little
Right
addition.
across from the bakery.
It's a little apartment. No, this is a little apartment now that somebody lives there, but had no idea that the chamber was in this.
Oh.
This is with pictures when they were remodeling City Hall. You cannot see it here, but if you actually get up to it, you can see they took old newspapers and pasted them on the
that's
wall.
right.
I can tell it.
I don't know why. And apparently when they were doing they sandblasted the building. Anybody know about that? Because
I
they're
think I remember when they did that.
tearing the heck out of it in this picture. I mean, you
I want to
can.
thank that Crawford, I think.
But this would have been. I don't know if I have a year. It was, again, this was just called City Hall,
You know, if you're
so it didn't help. But that would be the news article to find out if they did. It'd be a really neat one.
all looking at it. And some people
Barnhart Furniture.
I looked at Block Down.
The Alpine House had a really pretty kind of tropical mural at one point painted on it.
I don't think
So
of
what happened to the Alpine?
I'm still in business. They just changed their model, I guess, as far as the restaurant side goes. A&G, another one. I don't know what that one's at. This is American Legion, so somebody probably getting sworn in or presented a pen of some sort.
we like that.
We're at that time of the year right now.
This is again a city, but that's our chief of police there, I think, and Walter Haggard, and that's probably back when we used to have to inspect cars. Did they stick a sticker?
Yeah.
I would say that has a lot to do with it. That's probably Haggard's car they're doing to remind people to get your car inspected. This says Cox. What does that mean?
Oh, that's Earl
There's a
and
lot of-
Loretta Petrie.
Is that Earl and Loretta?
Yes.
Oh, my
Yeah, oh my God, the words that he had heard me say.
Sure is.
Wow. I see, I didn't know that. That's neat.
Where are they?
That's fine.
Well, they
In
had,
the basement.
in the basement of their home, probably, they had hundreds of
Well,
blocks
it looks like it.
Still there.
Behind Julie's.
behind Julie's.
I saw
This is
it.
a-
Yeah. More recent years.
This is a thing that the Chamber of Commerce did. And they're kind of showing what we manufactured. They've got a little piece of everything that, like there's a pretzel, there's a TV tubes, there's Swiss boats, Tell City chair, there's a little thing of gravel rock there, and a filter, just different things we manufactured, and it's on a barge. So I found this photo at one point, but it was tore up. So I had to Photoshop to fix it, but then here's the negative, so there you go. The index. So this is when we start getting into the 70s and
In red
stuff.
and white.
And this is Fisher Chair Company being torn down. So it's hard to see in this picture, but this is the original part of Fisher Chair Company. You kind of just barely see the piece of the letter there on that.
Excuse me.
Hitton's grocery store, after the remodel, probably the day before it opened or something, you can tell it was taken at night.
So that's Hinton's.
Dairy Queen,
Yeah.
when it was first built, it don't have the little glass atrium on the front. I don't think anybody remembers that. Huh?
I think that was the first fast food.
It was either them or Long John Silver's.
I remember we had Burger Queen and Burger.
Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
They're in here. Burger Queen's in here somewhere, I think. I don't know if it's part of
Dairy
this.
Queen, what was that? Burger Queen?
So this was this is a plan commission meeting
Lee Shively.
in City Hall.
One of the Shiveleys.
The best thing you can do with these is zoom in to the back of the pictures and pick up the calendar, and that'll give you the year. But I thought it was
Mr. May.
Charles May.
Charles May.
And is that Oberhausen?
I think it's,
I think
It looks like John or Mark. It looks more like
it
John.
looks like the Shively to me.
Well, maybe it's shot.
That one guy looks like Walter Masters.
But
Yeah.
I just thought it was neat. Mr. May's in there, so.
I think that's Lee Shively.
The Lions, this is a city worker, Oscar Herman. Painting the Lions.
Listen to Joe Herman.
There's another with the mobile home sales. The JFK pool,
Jeff.
Newman School. Let's see what this one's got. It just says Newman School, so not a whole lot to tell you.
You knew the car man.
Mary just knows all. the
This is the
cars.
Obrecht building being torn down. You can see the glow room, Katie's building,
Oh my gosh, Katie.
there on the side there. You can actually see the Obrecht house in the background and part of the garage or shed. I think that's where they made brushes or something, or shingles at one time, maybe in that part. I don't know. I remember the garage in the alley vaguely, but
Any idea what year that is?
doesn't say.
Because I'm not sure the addition is on my building.
It is.
It is?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's right there. You can just barely see it, but it is there.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I do see it
Another basketball team, Newman School. The news. So, Katie, this is one of the newspapers.
That's cool.
They-
It's like
I
filters.
think we were back.
It
in
does,
part
but
of
this,
the building.
but this
Wasn't
is
it
that's
in your
big
truck?
bolts of paper.
And there's that one room with the red door.
So, this is the new Boston School,
Oh,
We're
look.
not there.
maybe being torn down. Looks like the windows are out of it. Tell City Yacht Club. You'll see different pictures of the marina.
Looks like the mural on the wall.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
there's the big wheel.
Oh.
Randall Fisher.
I was gonna say,
There it
Mr.
is.
But so there's some great photos. I think this is another one of, this is the Lincoln Trail Motel, 1969.
Yep. That's where the Mexican restaurant is.
American Legion. So this is them building the new one.
Oh my God.
There's a picture of it. I thought I put it in here. Well,
The Tell City Legion?
mhm. So this is the Snappy Grill. Building's still there. It's, you know, they put bricks in the front. They took that stone off there and changed the shingles there. This here I don't know much about. Someone asked me. It's called Tell City Distributors. I've heard of it, but where's that building located?
What's your there?
Tell City Distributors.
Isn't that where
What's that above?
the air conditioning place is? Valley Supply?
Could it be?
I thought that's where it was, but I'm not sure.
That house is so close to it, so there's some homework for everybody, figure out where that was.
No, it'd have to be on Main Street. There's,
Well, it's parking meters, yeah.
Parking meters.
I don't
even
know.
remember that.
The only thing that I thought it could be, and I don't know, I'm making this up, okay? Totally making this up. Would that be where the Swiss Theater was?
No.
Because I'm just basing off that garage door and that door and them windows that are there now, but it's got metal siding. This looks like glazed brick on it.
The parking meters didn't go that far.
Okay. It's worth a shot. Trying to figure it out. The wagon wheel,
Oh, that's our
Bernie
secret now.
Bowers'
Where
place.
I worked, yeah.
I don't have a whole lot more, I'm sorry. Hope everybody's enjoying this.
We are.
This is Woodcrafters 1969 employees. Here's some of Tell City Chair coming up. And you always see they took 2 pictures, like I said, in it, which I thought was great. This is Downtown Improvement. I think that's Paul Kressel.
Yeah, it looks like
It
it.
is,
And
yeah.
it looks like it's Rena's Hess. It's out front of Hess Electric Building. I know that because you can sell them. Remember they had those hanging lights that were kind of unique? And it's got several of the Delta Queen when it visited here.
Used to run down to the river when the Delta Queen came.
A great one of Dixie Davis. There's several of
Oh my
them
God.
in here. Chelsea National Bank. I don't know if they're cleaning it or getting it ready for the expansion. I'm not sure.
Looks like a clean.
Yeah.
Sandblasting it.
This is the American Legion on fire.
Oh my.
The old one. And this is it after it burnt. You can't already tell, but you can just see there's some windows kind of busted out there. So most of the damage must have been more to the back of the building than on that front corner. This is when Zerker Insurance
Oh, I
was brand new,
Yeah.
holding the building. This is a neat thing. Most of you probably wouldn't know much about this because it's kind of unique to this mayor's only, but Walter Hagen's there. They have mayor's roundtables that I attend. We go all across southern Indiana. And I'll be hosting one hopefully still this year in Tell City. But all the mayors come, we kind of gather and we talk about our problems. It's there. It's really good.
Party barge, you think?
Yeah, he took them out of the party barge. I mean, no mayor's done that yet. That'd be
It
fun.
looks like the party barge. That was a fun thing to go on.
And like I said, there's a lot of Telsey chairmans. There's another one. A lot of these are retirement photos when people retire from. Trying to find out what this is. This is Kiwanis, 1969.
Mr. Butler, Red Butler, or what's his name?
Michael
Second
Elliman.
from the right.
I joke because Michael Elliman, he's been a member for a long time. Marcia,
Marcia
Oh my
Jochum.
God.
Oh my God.
Weather girl.
So there she's at City Hall.
You knew the weather.
In one, they're presenting her Tell City Chair key, probably it's the key to the city, kind of a presentation.
Oh my gosh. We got her
We're on a Saturday, don't we?
Holland and Realty, when it was, I think that's at Schreiber's. I'm not sure.
What about it?
I think that was at Schreiber's. Home Mutual Insurance, probably when they first built it.
That's
Before an
across from
ad.
Julie's.
Okay.
This one here is, it says on the thing, Holland and Realty office, but I think it's probably an ad. They were maybe listing the building. I don't know much about it. It looks like it's down where Circle S is, but I don't know. There's Holland and Realty, it's on 12th Street. They tore that down probably
Used
5
to be
years
the
ago.
Army and Navy recruiting station.
There's a
Jolly High Camper had a little restaurant.
A unique looking building.
Yeah, it's called Jolly's.
Who's this guy? This is an assistant chief of police, and that's all it says.
That is Wayne Falkenberg.
Oh my God.
That's him.
Chart, this is at Schreiber's Drugstore. They put that drive-through
Oh,
at the
that's
clinic.
Dave Kemp.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's what makes this interesting. There's people knowing
I
that.
could do this all
You
night.
could do this, you could do this for a program for months and
So this-
everybody here.
This is neat here. This is when they was building the JFK pool. When we was remodeling the pool a couple years ago, we found blueprints. We never found the actual blueprints. We only found the proposed ones. If they would have built what they proposed, was It was amazing. So I chased back newspaper articles that they didn't have the money to build. The
Yeah.
prices came in higher. Had a second story, like lounge area on top of it. Had this huge, beautiful dome cap on it that was kind of cool. Had a fireplace in it. And I thought, why on earth would you put a fireplace in a pool area? It made no sense. But my thought is they may have been planning to use it like an ice skating ring
Oh.
in the winter months, hence the fireplace. So you wouldn't have a fireplace in the summer.
What year was that pool built?
1965,
65, wasn't it?
3. something.
Really?
Yeah. But this is the pump station behind it, so this is the road you go down, that's gone. But Morris Cail, it's got Walter Haggard. He wasn't mayor when it was originally built, or started to be built. I think he became mayor after. There's Hal there. And I've got these other two guys' names. I don't remember what they are, but one of them's an architect. So this was when they was having the flag contest for the centennial. Or it wasn't the centennial, it was after the centennial, I guess. But these are different ways it could have looked. And had they not taken these photos, we would have really no clue how they would have turned out. So there's two different ones I think I put in here of that.
Is that at the high school?
It looks like it,
Yeah.
based off that glazed brick like that. I promise I'm almost done. Yeah, I got a few more.
I don't see the current one.
I don't think it's got the current one in there. I don't think well, I mean, we know what it looks like, but we already showed that one. Another great one is City Hall.
Oh my God.
The Lions went out to pool. We don't know who these two boys are.
They're little, aren't they?
They're little guys, but look at the color of this. You can't really tell, but it's not painted white.
Looks bronze.
I wonder if that's not when Val Haggard painted everything. Was it gold or silver? She went through a phase where she painted stuff gold and silver, I thought, and
Who did?
Val Haggard. So
Oh, that's right, those lions were gold, weren't they?
I don't think they were gold. I think in that picture, if I had to guess, I wonder if it was a silver.
I remember.
I don't know.
I think a bronze color.
That's what I was gonna say. It looks bronze.
Yeah, I think they were bronze.
They look bronze to me.
This is Daniel Ramsey,
Daniel Ramsey.
Bert Finn, Roy Finn, Carl Zerker, and Paul Finn. That's signing the agreement for the construction of the expansion that they've done on the plant down there.
Where?
Shell City
Sure.
Chair. And this is the last one. This is a giant rocker. We only ever seen this photo when we were going through stuff. The negatives show they put a full size one, a child one's all setting in it beside it, and they're acting silly around them and so forth. So, but going through all these photos will be important to match up to those newspaper articles. And without the scanning of and digitizing them, it would be almost impossible to match them up. Almost impossible. So, like I said, I think if you counted a 35 millimeter, probably 1 million negatives. I'm just guessing. I have no way of even knowing. At least 500,000, because I know what we've got to finish up now, and there's so many of them as sports teams. It just says sports, and it's a whole stack of them. Doesn't
Camera going.
those are going to be almost
Jed Brenner
impossible.
could tell you about
Huh?
that. Jed Brenner could tell you about that.
Unless we could go to the museum and get the yearbooks and see what the
You
sports
can
would be.
find a lot of them in your books.
Well, these pictures would be for yearbooks. These pictures have been for newspapers, so I doubt you'd be able to match it up. Because it just shows a guy going up to the layup and whatever, or
Well,
they would be a challenge.
it's becoming, like you said, there's no one left to remember or to say who they were, because we'll all be gone one of these days pretty soon.
Any questions on this? Like I said, we've got all these negatives. I think it's going to be great once we get them scanned in. It's going to take a lot of work. There's only 2 of us that have scanners that can actually probably do this, and that's Kathy and I.
That's what I started to say. How can you get a group of people together to help you do
Well,
this?
if we wanted to buy a scanner, you're probably going to look at paying about $700 for it. That's what it would cost you. That's what mine costs, I think.
Look what it would be though.
But they can also scan in the little 2x2 slides, 35 millimeter, and pretty much any negative up to 8x10.
The historical society would be smart to do that.
Yeah,
They really would.
I'd love for them to.
We got scanners too.
Can you do the scan negatives or?
Yeah, I think they can scan negative.
Ours is well, Kathy's got basically what I have. It's an Epson. There's 2 or 3 different versions. Like I think mine's a 720V or something.